All right, so this is my Week 21 NBA Power Rankings. Let's get started. So for injuries here, the Hawks got Onyeka Okongwu back, so that's good. Sixers, Robert Covington's supposed to be back in about one more week. Malcolm Brogdon could return this week for the Blazers. Julius Randle is supposed to be out for about one more week. The Mavs are going to be without Josh Green for about 2 to 3 weeks. So roughly right before the playoffs. We're only about 3 weeks away from there, or well, maybe about 4 weeks away from there. Lakers got a lot of dudes. Gabe Vincent's supposed to be a game time decision this week, but I also heard that they maybe try to just be saving him for the playoffs. Same with Jared Vanderbilt. Supposed to be questionable this week, but they might just be saving him for the playoffs. And with Christian Wood, he is already supposed to be injured until maybe the playoffs. So they got a lot of injuries going on there. The Grizzlies, they're supposed to be getting Desmond Bane back this week. Actually, he actually came back last week, so that's good for them. Rockets, Cam Whitmore's going to be out for about 3 weeks, so likely just the rest of the regular season because that last week or so they're not going to really have much to play for. Wizards lost Bilal Coulibaly for the rest of the season. He was doing pretty good for them. The Raptors lost Chris Boucher for about 3 weeks. Again, maybe just be the rest of the season for him because they're not going to have much to play for. Cavs just got Donovan Mitchell back, but then he's going to be out for another week with a nose fracture or something. Jazz got Taylor Hendricks back, and the Heat are going to be without Tyler Hero for about 1 to 2 weeks. So out here we got number 30. They went 0-4 this week, the Washington Wizards. Not a great team, obviously. 11-57, currently like the worst team record in the NBA, so this is not much of a surprise. At number 29, we're going to have the Charlotte Hornets moving up one spot. They went 1-2 on the week. They actually did end up getting a win this week, so that's good for them, but still not a very good team. Obviously. Number 28 is going to be the Toronto Raptors, who are 0-3 this week. They currently have 7 straight losses, which is obviously not good. Sitting at 23-45 is not a good record, and they are currently 7 games away from the 10th seed. So obviously, being on a 7-game losing streak, if they would have been on a 7-game winning streak right now, they would actually be tied for the 10th seed. But they're not doing very good. Number 27 is going to be the Detroit Pistons, who are 12-56. They went 1-3 on the week, but they're actually still going to be finding themselves moving up one spot, mostly because the Raptors kind of suck right now. But they did sign Taj Gibson for the rest of the season. He was on a 10-day. They converted it to a full deal. He's been doing, he doesn't really play a lot, but I guess he's a good veteran guy to have on the team. Number 26 is going to be the Trailblazers, who are 19-49. They went 3-1 on the week, which is a solid. The Blazers aren't very good, so you're not really too upset about that. You lost to some good teams with the Knicks and the Cavs, and the Bulls have actually been playing really good there too, so it's not really some bad losses there for you guys. Number 25 is going to be the Brooklyn Nets, who are 26-42. They went 0-3 on the week. Currently 4 games away from the Hawks for that 10 seed, so it's not looking likely, but it's still definitely a possibility if they can turn it around here and get on a little bit of winning streak to end the season. Number 24 is going to be the San Antonio Spurs, who are 15-53. They went 1-2 on the week, and they got a win over the Brooklyn Nets, which is why they're going to end up being one spot ahead of them. They're currently the worst record in the Western Conference and already eliminated from playoff contention. Number 23 is going to be the Utah Jazz, who are 29-39. Went 1-3 on the week, but they also did get Taylor Hendricks back, which is a solid role player for them. They did not lose to bad teams. They lost to the Celtics, to the Timberwolves twice this week. So 3 losses is still, to some really, really good teams. Number 22 is going to be the Memphis Grizzlies, actually, who are 23-46. Only went 1-3 on the week, but they did get Desmond Bane back. So they should be ended up being at least a lot better than they have been recently, which obviously is not really saying a whole lot, but Desmond Bane's a really good player, so having him back should help you get at least a couple more wins here. Not that it really mattered at this point because you are currently sitting 13 games away from that 10 seed, which you only got about 15 games left or so. So, you're basically by the end of today or tomorrow, you're probably going to be officially eliminated. Number 21 is going to be the Atlanta Hawks, who are 30-38. They went 1-3 on the week. Still have a 4-game lead over that 11 seed, but you're going to have to start winning some games if you want a chance to be able to move up to the 9 seed because you're 3.5 games away from the Bulls for the number 9 seed. We did get Onyeka Okongwu back, so it should help you guys to be able to get some more wins here on out. Number 20 is going to be the Houston Rockets, who are 32 and 35. They went 3-0 on the week, are actually making a little bit of a run there to try to sneak their place back into the play-in. They're currently sitting 3 games behind the Warriors, who are at the 10 seed. So definitely very doable for the Rockets if they're able to continue to go on a little bit of a winning streak here on out. But they did lose Cam Whitmore for 3 weeks. He was going to do, who's going to hurt them a little bit. Number 19 is going to be the 76ers, who are 38 and 30, 2-2 on the week. They've basically been a mid team at best since Joel Embiid's been injured, and they're currently sitting here at the 6th seed, only half a game ahead of the 7 and only 1 game ahead of the 8 spot. So definitely not ideal for them. You really want to stay above that play-in threshold there. And without Joel Embiid playing for you guys, you're not really doing a very good job of keeping a solidified gap there. You guys also did sign Kai Jones to a 10-day deal, so, at least he's entertaining to watch, I guess. Number 18 is going to be the Warriors, who are 35 and 32. They went 1-2 on the week. Like I mentioned earlier, they are the 10 seed, holding a 3-game lead over the 11 seed. Only 1 game away from the 9 seed, though, so definitely would like to get up to that 9. Right now, they're 3.5 games away from the 8 spot, so likely not going to be able to get all the way up to the 8 seed. But as long as you can stay in the play-in game, you're doing fine. Number 17 is the Indiana Pacers, who are 38 and 31. They went 2-2 on the week. They're doing pretty good right now. They're currently sitting at the 7 seed, only half a game above the 8 and only half a game below the 6. So, any win or loss here is going to be very, very important for them. And they're only 3.5 games away from the 4 seed, so still definitely possible for them to get all the way up to 4 or be as low as number 8 right now. So definitely would like to get on a little bit of a winning streak here if you're the Pacers. Number 16 is going to be the Miami Heat in a similar boat, 37 and 31, just 1/2 of a game lower than the Indiana Pacers, still holding a 3.5 game lead over the Bulls for number 9. So as long as you stay in the top 8, you're feeling a lot better about yourself than if you were to drop all the way down to number 9. But for the Miami Heat, you didn't play bad this week. You lost to the Nuggets, and the 76ers, and you beat the Pistons twice, but you also did lose Tyler Hero for potentially like 2 to 3 weeks at the absolute max, and that's not going to be good because he's a very valuable piece of your team. Number 15 is going to be the Chicago Bulls, who are 34 and 35. Currently the 9 seed, 3.5 games away from the Heat and 3.5 games above the Hawks. So they're probably going to end up being this number 9 seed, but a good winning streak here or a bad losing streak could potentially drop them to the 10 or drop them up to the 8 seed. Number 14 is going to be the Los Angeles Lakers, who are 37 and 32 and went 1-2 on this week. Currently sitting at the 9 seed, 1 game above the Warriors, about 2.5 games below the Suns for the 8 seed, but still only 3 games below the Kings for the 6th seed. So definitely, a good winning streak to potentially get you guys all the way up to the 6th seed. As long as the teams above you can also lose, but as long as you guys stay at least at the 9 spot, so you can get a home playing game versus the Warriors, would go a long ways than rather to having played an away game versus the Warriors in the play-in. Number 13 is going to be the Orlando Magic, who are 40 and 28. They went 3-0 on the week, so they did really, really good because last week I think they were sitting at the 7 or 8 seed, but now they're all the way back up to the 5 seed with a 2-game lead over the 6 seed and only 1 game away from 4, only 3 games away from the 3 seed. So they very easily could be anywhere from probably like the 3 to the 8 seed, depending on how the rest of the season ends up going for them. Number 12 is going to be the New York Knicks, who are 41 and 27. They went 4-0 on the week. They got OG Anunoby back and have now spent undefeated since his return. And Julius Randle's return should be happening within the next couple of weeks. So as long as they get him back healthy and stay above the top 6 seed, they're feeling good about themselves. But they're currently at number 4 and only 3 games away from being the number 2 seed, which should go really, really good for the New York Knicks if they are able to find their way all the way up to the number 2 spot. Number 1 is going to be the Cleveland Cavaliers, who are 43 and 25. They're going to drop 1 spot after going 2-1 on the week. Not a bad week for the Cavs this week, obviously. 2-1's decent. Beat the Pelicans, beat the Pacers, but lost to the Rockets. They did sign Marcus Morris to a 10-day deal. He got released from the Spurs a few weeks ago and now just signed with the Cavs for a 10-day deal. I think he's a good player. I think that'll be a good addition for them, but they also lost Donovan Mitchell for another week or so after they just got him back. And Evan Mobley's injury is still not officially know what his timetable is looking like, but it is looking like he should be returning fairly soon. Number 10 is going to be the Los Angeles Clippers, who are 42-25, went 1-3 on the week. Not a good week for them. They're currently sitting at the 4 seed still, 4.5 games away from the 3, so probably not going to end up getting any higher than they are right now. But they only have a 1-game lead over the 5, only like a 3.5 game lead over the 8 seed. So you really want to stay in that 4 seed because then you get home field advantage, obviously. But as long as you stay above the top 6, you should be fine if you're the Clippers. But you really would like to stay at that number 4 spot, which you're doing a good job of right now. Number 9 is going to be the Dallas Mavericks, who are 39-29. They went 2-1 on the week. Currently the 7 seed, same record as the 8 seed, but only half a game away from the 6, only 3.5 games away from the 4 seed. So a lot of different things that can go good or bad here for the Dallas Mavericks from here on out. But as long as you guys can fight your way up to that 6 seed, that's really your main goal here, which you're only half a game away from doing so. So you would really like to go on a little bit of a winning streak to at least get up in the top 6. Number 8 is going to be the New Orleans Pelicans, who are 41-26. They went 2-1 on the week. They're doing pretty good. They're sitting at the 5 seed, 1 game away from the 4, 2 games above the 6. So we got a decent lead there, I guess, over the number 6 seed, which is good for them because you don't want to fall any lower than the 6. And you're only 1 game away from the 4 seed. So if you can somehow fight your way up there to be in the 4 seed to give yourself home court advantage, that would be really good for you guys. But as long as you stay above the top 6, you're feeling good about yourself, which right now that's looking pretty likely. But you would probably not want to be at number 6 because that's going to probably put you against either the Thunder, Timberwolves, or Nuggets in round 1, whereas the 4 or 5 seed is going to give you probably the Clippers in round 1, which is going to be still a very tall task for the Pelicans. But I think the Clippers is a better matchup than falling down to the 6 and playing the current 3 seed of the Denver Nuggets. Number 7 is going to be the Phoenix Suns, who were 39-29. They went 1-2 on the week. Currently the 8th seed in the conference, but I think they're still one of the 7 best teams in the league. You're not a bad team by any means. They did not play bad games this week, even though they only went 1-2. They lost to the Celtics and to the Bucks, who are both probably top 5 teams in the league, so you can't be really mad about that. But yeah, they're doing good there for the 8th seed for them right now. Number 6 is going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves, who are 47-21. They went 3-0 on the week. Doing pretty good right now, sitting at the 2 seed, only half game away from the 1, but still tied there with the Nuggets for the 3 seed. But those 3 teams are going to likely be guaranteed a top 3 seed unless one of them somehow drops 5 whole games to drop all the way down to the 4th spot. Number 5 is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks, who are 44-24. They went 2-1 on the week. Find themselves back into the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. Only 1 game away from 3, though, so not great there. But they're obviously 10 games away from the 1 seed, so that's not very likely or realistic at all unless the Celtics somehow lose 10 games in their last 14 games, and they've only lost 14 games all year long. So the Bucks will likely be in the number 2 or 3 seed going into the playoffs. Number 4 is going to be the Sacramento Kings, who are 39-28. They went 3-1 on the week, doing pretty good there for the Kings right now. They're sitting at the 6th seed right now, 2 games away from 5, only half a game above the 8th seed though. So you definitely don't want to drop any more than you are right now. Because if I'm the Kings, I do not want to have to play a playing game versus Luka Doncic or Kevin Durant, because that's probably not going to go very well for the Sacramento Kings if I were to make a prediction on that. Number 3 is going to be the Denver Nuggets, who are 47-21. They went 2-1 on the week, currently sitting at the 3 seed, but the same exact record as the 2 seed and 4.5 games above the 4 seed. So they're doing really, really good for themselves right now. This week specifically, they beat the Heat and the Spurs, and then lost to the Mavs on a buzzer beater from Kyrie Irving, which was a pretty cool shot. But you're not feeling too bad about that loss if you're the Denver Nuggets right now, as long as you stay in the top 3 seeds. You're probably feeling really good about yourself. With the 1 seed, it's only half game away, so you definitely have a legit shot to still be the number 1 seed, which is going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are my number 2 ranked team here at 47-20, just half a game above the 2 and 3 seeds, but 5 games above the number 4 seed. So they're going to be solidified probably as a top 3 seed here pretty soon. So you're feeling really good about that if you are the Oklahoma City Thunder. Obviously, number 1 seed, you're feeling amazing. But honestly, I don't really know if the seeding is going to matter a whole lot because at the 1 seed right now, you're likely playing um probably like LeBron James or Kevin Durant in round one, which it's not exactly ideal. It'd be probably better if you dropped to like the 3 seed and had to play the current 6 seed Sacramento Kings. I think that matchup would go a lot better for Oklahoma City Thunder than having to play the Phoenix Suns or Los Angeles Lakers in round one. Number one is going to be the Boston Celtics, obviously 54-14, best record in the league by about 6.5 games right now, nearly an 80% winning percentage, while the Thunder will have barely at a 70% winning percentage. So obviously, Celtics are in leagues of their own right now. They went 4-0 on the week. Did not really play a lot of good teams. They beat the Suns, which is good, but then they played the Jazz, Wizards, and Pistons. So you expect them to get 3 wins out of that, and they did. So, they're doing good right now, sitting 10 games above the number 2 seed. So our top performers of the week, we got a lot going on. Josh Hart had a 20-20 triple-double, almost just 1 rebound shy. AD put up 22 and 15. Jalen Duren had a 20-20 game and then a 15 and 17 game, missing only 3 total shots combined in those 2 games. DeMar put up 46. Derek White had a triple-double there with 6 threes. Sabonis had a triple-double with nearly 20 boards. Then he had a 25-18 game, so nearly a 20-20 game there as well. DeJounte Murray put up 40 points. DeAndre Ayton nearly had a 30-20 game with a 33 and 19 on 75% shooting. Then he had a 25 and 15 game, so a couple really good games for DeAndre Ayton. Jalen Brunson had 2 back-to-back 40-point games, which is really good for him. LeBron nearly put up a 40-point triple-double versus the Warriors, coming up just 2 rebounds and 1 assist shy. Dame had a 31-point, 16-assist game there. And Bam had a 20 and 17 game, really good there. And of course, Victor Wembanyama is going to find himself on this list, putting up 33, 15, 7, and 7 blocks. That dude is just an animal. Our award races, you don't got a whole lot of stuff changing up here. MVP race is the same with Jokic, Shea, Luka, Giannis, and Tatum. Most improved, mostly the same with Tyrese Maxey, Kobe White, Jalen Williams, and Jonathan Kuminga. And then Jalen Johnson is going to find himself up to number 5. Rookie of the Year is the exact same with Wemby, Chet, Brandon Miller, Jaime Jaquez, and Brandon Podziemski. 6 Man of the Year, you got some movement there. Malik Monk got 1. Norman Powell jumped up to number 2 above Naz Reid, who falls to 3. Then you got Bobby Portis and Karis LeVert staying at 4 and 5. Clutch Player of the Year, a lot of movement there. DeMar jumped to 1 over Curry, who stays at 2, or drops to 2. Shea jumped Damian Lillard to go to number 3, while Dame drops to number 4. And then Jokic found himself up to number 5. Our Coach of the Year, you got Daignault staying at 1. Chris Finch jumped above Mazzulla to number 2, while Mazzulla drops to 3. And then Jamal Mosley and Rick Carlisle stay at 4 and 5. And Defensive Player of the Year is the exact same with Rudy Gobert, Victor Wembanyama, Jared Allen, Bam Adebayo, and Anthony Davis. So that is going to be the video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to check back next week for an updated power rankings list, and be on the lookout for NCAA March Madness prediction video coming out probably on Wednesday.